What's happening, everybody? What are we going to be talking about today on Wanna Go Fishing? Well, I'm going to tell you. We're going to be talking about these green reels, okay? The green reels. The green reels made by Johnson Reel Company back in the 60s. These things were beyond their time. Incredibly versatile reels that I think were taken for granted. At least by me they were, because I used to use them. They were hand-me-downs from friends, relatives, whatever, and I used them on numerous occasions, never really realizing the impact that these things should have had on the fishing community in the time frame. Now here I am at 53 years of age realizing that impact. Didn't know much about them back then because they were all hand-me-downs. I never got anything brand new in the box or anything like that, so I didn't know a lot about them, didn't understand them. All I knew was press the button and cast. There you go. Well, we're going to talk about a few of them today, and then we're going to take one specific one out to fish with that hasn't been out yet. I know what you're thinking. How could he not have had one of those reels out yet to fish with? It's happened. I just bought it. Just got it not too long ago from a good friend of mine. And I really am looking forward to this. So we're going to make a real quick review of some of these reels and what happened and where they came from and all that kind of stuff. And I want you to know as much as I know, which is not going to be a lot. Anyway, let's get down here at the old table of contents and take a look at some of these cool old reels. What do you say? Now the first one that I'm going to show you right here is the Johnson Century Model 100, okay? The 100 was kind of its first go at it. Okay, this is a very unique reel, very cool. I'm going to show you real quick. You know, on most spinning reels you can take and undo the crank on one side or the other and push it through and make it so you can retrieve from both sides. Well, let me tell you, that was going on long before today. And of course on bait casters you're kind of stuck with either you have to buy a right-handed or a left-handed reel. Well, these guys, you could actually take those, where are they at? You could take those if you could find those. There they are, those. You could take the screws out and then you could change the plates from one side to the other. You could put the crank on this side. Then all you had to do was change your direction with that switch right there from right to left hand retrieve, and you could either use it underspin or you could cast above like a normal casting reel. It was an amazing little device, and this thing works flawlessly without any bearings. There's no bearings in these reels, people. It's amazing that there's no bearings in these reels and they're smooth as they can possibly be. I mean, it's amazing. Some of them are smooth, some of them are not, so you got to be careful. So let's look now. That was the 100. Let's go to the 100A. Okay, this is the 100A. We moved up, we stepped up a little bit. When you go to the 100A, you got a dual, I guess you'd call that a dual-handled crank, kind of like a bait caster. You'd have the two handles there. Basically the same reel, still the same deal. You're still dealing with the plates that are changeable and the switch that you can flip, but you ended up with a concave push button, okay? So your thumb didn't slide side to side, which is okay. You know, I'm kind of okay with that. But to be honest with you, I like using the 100 on my fly rod, underspin, so that little button on the bottom is, to me, a little bit better for that. These are better strictly for casting rods. Okay, so then when you go from the 100A, they changed up and built the 100B. The 100B still have your concave button. You still have the ability to switch from side to side if you want to change your retrieve. You wound up with this cool silver racing stripe on the top of the bell here, and a little bit larger place for your thumb there on the crank. Still basically the same reel, still operate the same. You still have your drag button on the top right there. So still basically your same reel. This one operates flawlessly. Then you ended up, of course, you know, progress happens and things come in. You end up with things like the 710 here. This one unfortunately is broken and I'm looking for a spool for it. Anybody that knows of spool for a 710, give me some information. You ended up with a really large thumb button. This is more of a two-piece mechanism. You're not really going to be changing side to side. It's what it is what it is. This one does operate, but the spool is broken. So the one that we're really going to talk about today is the 110A. Okay, the 110A, this reel is really internally the same as any of the 100s. You have the concave button. Now this is the A, so when you go jump up into the A, you got your concave button and your larger thumb piece on your crank handle here. Still got your drag in the same place, but you know, of course, still have the ability to switch it. But you had a larger bell size there, which ended up with a larger spool, and you end up with a larger the retrieval pin bell area. I don't really know what the actual name of it is, but it's larger, thereby meaning you end up with a different gear ratio. Okay, so you have a different gear ratio, and then you have larger line capacity or more line capacity, however you want to look at that. But this reel hasn't been out yet. This reel, I know what you're thinking, how in the world could he have a reel that hasn't been out yet? But this one has not been out yet. I just bought this one not too long back, and I've been really wanting to take it out. We're going to put it today on a modern rod. We're going to put it on a Berkeley lightning rod. It's going to be 6'6", medium weight, handling 8 to 14 pound test. And we're going to take this thing out here and we're going to fling this sucker as many times as it takes, because I am really looking forward to using this reel. Now, one of the things that I do get asked, since we're on the, is when I find these things, how do I know it's any count? How do I know that it's not just totally worn out and not worth a you know what? There are things you need to know if you find these things. First off, press the button. You hear that click? Okay, that click is telling you that it has engaged, okay, or should I say disengaged. But what you really want to listen for is this. You want to hear that, because that is re-engaging the retrieval pin, and that means it's doing what it's supposed to do. So there's a very, 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 very extremely high possibility that reel is going to be perfectly fine. The other thing is make sure that you can unscrew this. A lot of times they get locked into place and they are an absolute bear to get off. Not so much on the Johnson models as others, but that's one of the things you want to pay attention to. You also want to make sure that it looks like everything is where it should be and there's no mismatched screws, or I've seen people put round screws in there. As you can see, that is made to fit. So anyway, this one, I mean, look at that. Okay, there's no bearings in these reels, people. No, there's no bearings in these reels, okay? That is just incredible right there. That these things are so smooth and they work so well. If you're looking into this kind of thing, those are the little secrets that I don't guess you really call them secrets, because you can figure it out on your own. There's no secret about that, as far as I can tell. I haven't been deliberately keeping it from anybody. Anyway, we're going to put this thing on a rod. We're going to take it out there and go fishing. Just wanted to show you some differences on some of these reels and kind of what to look for if you're out there actually looking to find one or get one, or you're on eBay or something like that. You know, can't really put your hands on them when you're dealing with them like that. So you have to be at the mercy of the seller, I guess you'd say. Now, what we're going to use today, I'm going to show you real quick as far as bait goes. Z-Man, okay? These are little Z-Man jigs. This is in the 1/15 ounce is what I'm using. And I'm going to be using, I am going to be, if you could see it, yeah, there it is. Sticko by Bass Pro Shops. Okay, and this is going to be in a purple flake, smoke with purple flake. That's what we're going to use. We're going to set it up as such. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing. That's how we're going to be using it today. The bass are out deep, I'm sure, because it's cold. We're going to have to be able to cast as far as we can. Let that go to the bottom, and I'm not doing any pulling, hard jigging. I'm going to be strictly slow rolling. That's it, slow rolling. Bring it on through the bottom on the, trust me, it'll work. So anyway, let's get out to the water. The Citation by Johnson, model 110A, made in the US. Let's catch some fish. Cold today. Right now she's pushing right around 42 or 3, I believe it is. A little breeze coming out here in front of us. Let's get that thing way out there and see what happens. This thing casts a mile. Oh, oh, oh. That darn tree hadn't been right there. That'd have been a lot easier to do. There we go. Goodbye, little fishy. I say goodbye, little fishy. Go on. There you go. Oh yeah. I'm definitely putting that lure places it's never been. These places I've never been anyway. Oh, that's a good hit. That's another good hit. I think he's got it though. Yeah, he's got it. Well, we got a good fish pulling drag on this one. He's pulling drag. Come on up. Come on up, big fella. What have we got? We have got a crappie. Oh my gosh, what a beast. What a beast. Oh dear. Come on up here, you. My gosh. Look at that. Holy mackerel. He's a big crappie. I don't know how big he is, but he is huge. That thing is huge. I'm 14 inches probably. I would say foot falls right about in here. 13, 14 inches, easy. Man, what a fish. I am just, whew. Okay, big guy. Man, hey, you're going the wrong way. Why do all you fish go the wrong direction over here? Whew. I should have probably weighed him or something. Gosh, what a fish. Oh, we're getting hit again. We got him. We got him. Yeah, we got him. That's a good sized fish too there, whatever that is. Oh, good little bass. It's a good little bass. Come on now, get back over here. Get on over here. Come on now. Quit playing. I think I'm gonna start throwing these fish backwards. Aim them toward the bank, because then I think most of them will probably swim out the direction they're supposed to. Okay, we've moved, and since I can cast so far right now, we're gonna try to go for a big fella. Man, that is so far out there, it is frightening. There's two misses. No, wait a minute. I didn't miss him. he just can't. I thought I'd missed him. He was so small. Hey, why don't you come over here? I'll move over here. No, really, there's plenty of open space here. I can get past the grass. You can come over here and fish. Okay, maybe she should have stayed over here. He swims away, that's a good part. Hey, y'all need to come over here. I'm in a school or something. I'm not sure what's going on. Cast kind of at a 45 right that way. That's been two fish in the same spot both times, yeah. Just about, see how the end of the tree is here? Yeah. About 20 foot off the end of that tree right there. Are you kidding me? I got a fish on there now. Yep. And all I was doing was untangling my line. These little Sticko worms, I'm telling you, Bass Pro Shops, they're by Bass Pro Shops called Sticko.
Yep.
They're 3 inches. I either get the smoke with the purple sparkle or the purple and brown. And there's also a black with a red sparkle that I use in here that works really well. June bug, yeah. See, that is where they're half the distance that I'm casting. They seem to be half the distance that I'm casting. That's where I'm getting my hits, is like halfway in. You want to try it?
People don't understand how to do it though.
Come here, you can try it.
I don't know.
No, really, man. It's just like a bait caster. It's got a button. You hold the button.
So it's kind of like a bait caster and a spinning reel.
Yeah, more or less. You just hold the button down. That's all you do. And when you just let go of the button when you cast. Ain't nothing to it.
Interesting.
Let that hit the bottom. Give it time to go to the bottom and just slowly reel it in. And you'll feel doot, 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 doot.
Okay. That is a clicking thing.
Oh, it's a clicker, yeah. It's
That clicking's... I never had a thing that clicked like
it
this.
can drive you crazy, but you get used to it after a while.
Yeah. Also never fished with something on the right hand.
Well, that's the cool thing about that reel.
Yeah.
It was a Johnson company is the company that made those. They were actually made in Minnesota. And you can actually take the screws you see on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
You can take those out, pull that whole mechanism apart, and you can flip the crank to the other side.
Really?
You can flip sides, and then you got a switch on the right-hand side. You'll notice there's a black switch in the middle, right behind the crank. It says right and left.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, you can flip that to left, and then you can retrieve from the left-hand side. Very versatile considering the time frame, 1961, 62, somewhere in there. Go ahead and give it a cast. I'll back up. Hold the button in.
Hold the button.
Hold the button. Then as you just let go of the button as you go out. There you go. Simple. Nothing to it. There. You sure you're done?
Yeah.
You don't want to catch one, huh? Okay. I'll catch him. I'll catch it for you. How's that?
I just wanted to see what the reel is like.
Very smooth. I mean, and it doesn't have any bearings. There's no bearings in these reels. That's the weird. As smooth as that was, there's no bearings in these reels. It's crazy. Everybody today is, oh man, this one's got 6 bearings. This one's got 10. This one's got 12. These had none, and they're just as smooth as glass. So what you think of that? It's amazing. Met some new friends today. Chris and his family. Got a young fella out there, 16 years of age, getting ready to be 16 years of age, getting ready to go get his driver's license, using a reel built many, many decades before he was born. He had a blast using it. And that's the cool thing about fishing. You share this stuff. You share things with the kids today, the things they've never seen. You know, the only things they see, they go in Bass Pro Shops and Walmart and places like that. And that's what they see. They have no idea this stuff exists unless you show them, okay? So, had a great day, caught a lot of good fish, a massive crappie. That thing was huge, big crappie, and it reeled it in without any problem. A lot of fish caught. Out with friends in a good cold December day, catching bass. What more could you want? Hey, I hope you enjoyed this. 110A, okay? If you get the chance and you find one, find you a 110A, find you a 110, find you a 100, find you a 710, but find you something. Save its life, clean it up, put it back together, take it fishing. You'll be surprised at how gratifying it is. Hey, I truly appreciate y'all watching. If you liked what you saw, hey, give me that good old thumbs up thing there. Give me a comment if you got a question or something you want to see later on down the line, and I'll look into it. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Now I've got to put all these things away.